Oh, we're live. Hello.
Yeah, okay, that's funny because you totally took the fucking thing out.
Yeah, I told you I'm not going to do that until I get to make another one.
Fine, whatever.
I don't like it. I'm gonna
So
make
what do you
another.
want to talk about?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I was hoping my
Uh,
friend was going to join us. He said he might if he had time, but who knows?
well,
You know,
you know, we
should
just
have
started, so you never know.
should have him. Well, I
He
just
might
sent
pop
him
in.
about 2 3 minutes ago too, so you never know.
Honestly, we don't have any topic really, but
We don't have a topic. We don't have a guest. It's not like we haven't done this before. Welcome to the insane asylum. That's why we're fucking crazy and we're waiting for the stray jackets to come
well,
in.
whatever.
You know.
So I guess should I ask? Have we set up any other places to go
See,
and do the jewelry stuff
I told you,
events?
I discussed that with you and said that, your better half could book that stuff up and you guys could book that or arrange it or tell me and I'll book them because of the fact is, I don't know your schedule right now because everything's changed. And
Dude,
it'd be easier for her to
my
do that.
schedule's kind of fucked anyway.
Right. So it'd be easier for her to do that. Look these places up, show you, you can decide based on your schedule if we can make it or not.
And yeah.
You know, in the meantime, if Tanya and I see something that we can do on our own, we'll let you know so that you can join us.
Well,
You
that's
know,
the whole thing.
but I
Everybody
have,
should be looking into the stuff. I mean,
I
what
kind of
other
upset with
events? What
Riverfest
other
this
events we
year.
got going?
Okay, the Riverfest is coming up soon, but Riverfest also overlaps with the state fair, and the state
Yeah,
fair, I'm on a mission when it comes
and
to going to the
and the
state
thing
fair.
is, we can't go. We can't set up at the state fair because we didn't look into that. We
Well, no,
can't
no,
set up
no.
at
The
Riverfest
state fair
even.
trip, the state fair trip this year is just an exploratory trip because I'm on a mission looking for something.
Your miniature donuts.
No, 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 no. That hat I was telling you about,
Yeah.
you know. And
Okay.
then there's a couple of other things I've seen there in the past, hoping that'll be there again, you know. Not food
Yeah.
wise.
Yeah. But the obviously, state fair we can't set up at because
No, state fair we can't set up at. State fair you're going to be
and
chauffeur.
it's actually a little too late to even try to look into Riverfest to set up because
Actually, it's not. Considering that last week, I think it was that post came out that said that they still had spots available.
okay,
But
but it's a 4-day event there.
right, and I'm still pissed off at them. And until they
So
fix
fucking what? You really
until
got
they
to you really
well,
got to let
I'm
that
not the
bother
only
you
one. I
and
don't
keep you away
know.
from there
Here's the
when
thing.
it's when setting up like that's making money.
I don't think that it would be worth it right now. I got a feeling by what I saw and what I've been seeing that the population for that event is going to be down this year
Maybe, I don't know.
because you've got all the other stuff that's canceled in the past coming out at full force this year. Some of it's going to overlap with Riverfest, and Riverfest decided not to get at least one. How can I say this? Um, One legendary act, I guess would be the way to put it. Because, I mean, I know some of these acts are a little old that they've had in the past, like Sawyer Brown and Blackhawk, but they drew in a crowd.
So the those are a good,
Well, they drew in a
you know,
huge, huge crowd because I
yeah.
was there both times. Okay. And the cover bands that they've gotten, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody out there, but I wasn't the only one that said this. Those cover bands,
Hi, Kayla.
cover bands in the past have sucked.
Yeah.
and I'm not going to name any other names, but I was a big fan of the music that this one particular cover band was all about from the
Mm-hmm.
80s. And I go there and I'm expecting to at least have a decent time thinking, okay, they can't be all that bad, right? Man, they screwed up not only the lyrics, they screwed up the music to boot. Half the time, I don't think they knew exactly what they were doing
Those are
on
the
that
only
stage,
two we got watching.
you know.
Yeah.
But so no, I haven't looked into that. And yeah, we could have done
So,
fantastic
Kayla, when you gonna come visit me?
rained out. We need to take a trip, Kayla. I got an idea. Let's go up to Plainsfield,
Yeah, she's working at the Arby's now,
doing a do a
or not
little
Arby's, Hardee's. Hardee's at the Love's truck stop over there.
do a little background check and film thing on
Plainfield is where Ed Gein's from.
right, exactly, Leatherface. You know, they based a lot of movies just on him. Some of the characters in a lot of different movies
Mm-hmm.
over the years were based on him.
Yeah.
Even even that Psycho character,
Yeah.
Anthony Perkins' Psycho. I mean, it was Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, but I mean, Anthony Perkins was the actor that played Bates, Norman Bates. You know, that was one sick dude hiding in plain sight. You know, everybody respected this dude, and then all of a sudden, it's like, wow.
Why is she being a terror, Kayla? She says, "Come get my granddaughter." You
Oh, it
guys
makes
got
fun
to
of being
come.
a mommy.
You guys got to come stay the weekend with me. We got to do an investigation in the house.
He believes his house is haunted.
I didn't say that. I said there are things happening here.
Well, then that's a belief that you think something's going on.
Well, what would you call standing in front, or kind of not completely in front of the toilet, but to the side
I
of the
would say
toilet?
standing in front of the toilet is like I'm taking a pee.
No, 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 no. You know how I got my cabinet right there behind it. You know, and I've got all my pill bottles and shit up there and everything. Well, I take medication for my blood pressure, and I take it
Yeah,
twice
you're
a
a
day.
walking pharmacy. We know this because you're getting old.
Okay.
You're
Yeah, and
ancient.
so are you. But
No,
you can use the other stuff. I can't.
I'm only
I still I'm
21.
still I'm still restricted on that.
See, I'm
But
only
anyway,
21.
I've got my towel hanging over the shower, where the curtain is, and the way I hang it, it won't move. It won't move on its own. You literally, if you want it off there, you got to grab it and pull it off. So there's enough room between me and that shower curtain for another person to stand. So I was nowhere near touching the towel or the shower curtain. I'm standing in front of the toilet, facing the counter, getting my pills together, and I'm getting to my last bottle to put my one pill in my hand, and all of a sudden my towel, and it's behind me. You know, my back's kind of turned to it. It goes thump on the floor, and you can hear it hit the floor. No, there is no vent under it,
Uh,
and why would it sit there for over 24 hours or 48 hours without moving? And then all of a sudden that happened. So
well, with you living there and what you've done in the past, I don't find it surprising.
Well, not
I
just
mean,
what I've.
he just sits there and you egg him on or however you wanna,
Yeah, it's old.
coax
It was
him
built
and,
in
"Oh, come on,
1900.
get me. I'm here.
Well, of course, too, we had the
Minister to
patio door put
you."
in. We had
Yeah, we'll
we had
see.
the patio door put in. We had the front door replaced, the whole framework.
See, you're
And
still in the
usually, when you
house
do
and they
stuff
don't
like
like
that,
that.
you disturb the house. Oh yeah, yeah. And then I was walking from the bedroom to the bathroom, and then there's a section. There's that where the stairs comes up. There's that larger section where you got where you can walk through, and everything upstairs is in paneling. The whole upstairs is paneling pretty much, except for the one blue room. So
That's your
I was
meditation
walking
room.
from the bedroom to the bathroom, and in that area, that same room that I have to walk through where the stairs come up, I'm almost to the bathroom door, and off to my left, a little behind me, on the paneling, I hear what sounds like something scratching on the paneling. Tell Lily I said hi. Papa says hi.
You got rats in the wall.
No, Joe, I don't have rats like you do. They like to crawl up in the pipes and get them plugged.
I don't know what that was. That was it could have
No,
been
I don't have critters in the walls or in the ceiling or any of this. There is nothing in this house other than me, Lisa, and the dog. It's just it's weird things that I hear in this place.
well, you should do a history. See what you can
And
find
you
out.
and you and you say you being like that and saying stuff like that is being hypocritical because you keep telling me about stuff that happens at your place.
Yeah, but see, that's just it. He died here
Yeah, and that's just it. This house
in
was
his
built in
sleep.
1900. What's the history of it? Was there anybody
Well,
passed away
find
in
out
here?
the history.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know the
That's what
history of
I
this house. I
said.
don't even know the history of this house. It's
So,
122 freaking
so
years
somebody
old.
can't sit there. You got no sense of humor. It went out the toilet somewhere.
Sense of humor.
Yeah. Somebody can't pick on you.
Oh, people can
How
pick on
long
me
did
all
I
the
sit
time. I
there and
let them
pick
pick
on
on
you
me.
and said you were, let's see, I said I could sit there and say, let's see, what did I say? Oh, you're seeing things. You're crazy.
See, Lisa
What else
says she's
did I
going
say?
to do some research. See?
On your picture, your photograph when you lived out there in Marshall of whatever it
I know.
is in the sky.
I know.
I
You
mean,
are always picking at me about
you
that, and
can't
I
say
didn't
what it
care.
is, but there's something there, and it ain't a fucking storm cloud.
I didn't care. I didn't care that you picked on me for that, and I don't care that you pick on me for this. But the thing is, I
Well,
just say that
you got to look into it.
you are being a hypocrite because of
No, I'm
what
not.
you've told. Yes,
I'm being
you
an
are.
asshole. There's a difference.
Because of what you've told me about your place.
No, I'm being
So
an asshole. There's a difference. See?
yeah, whatever.
No, but I would look into it if I were you,
Well,
just to see what you got yourself
that's
into.
that's the sad. That's the last thing Lisa said. She needs to do some research.
I
I mean,
mean,
this house. I did find out from one of my neighbors. There's three houses that are on this plot of land that were original to this land, and they were built in 1900 by a doctor for his family. And again, I have it's 122 years old. So
you're 122 years old, Lisa. Man, that's old.
so
In
we
this case, I guess
don't
it'd be
know the
like
full
just the
history of it,
property cradle, isn't it? Um,
but it is a lot. There's a lot of history it can be looked into. I don't.
well,
It
when
just
you
depends
find
on
out what you
whether
can
it's
find
been.
out,
It just depends on whether it's been
but
actually.
you might not be able to find anything out. Look what happened with us for that one house. You know, I mean, a lot of the history of that fucking town is kind of a mystery.
Yeah, I
And
know.
and then what was it? A psychic came through there or something, or we found out about the psychic that came through there. Oh, and the little
Yeah,
boy's name is Tommy, and that's why there's was a possible connection,
yeah,
and
yeah.
only screwing with Tom, and so on and so forth. So yeah, a lot of things could happen in that direction.
Did you see what she said to you?
No,
She said, "Not as old as you, Twinkie man."
told you I'm only 21.
Whatever. Oh shit. But yeah, man, I'd like to know the history of this town. Actually, it's got some pretty interesting history, I bet. And there is a river that runs through it too, so there is running water in the area that would cause, that would give a good cause
Let's see what
for
river.
energies.
It's got to be what, Crawfish River.
Hi, Robbie. But yeah, I mean,
That Crawfish River, or the Rock River that runs through there.
neither one. It's whatever one runs through Marshall, it comes in through here, and I can't remember the name of it. And
That's
then
the
it comes.
Crawfish River that's down there in that Hubbleton area.
Yeah, but we're not in Hubbleton, Joe.
I know, but the Hubbleton's between you and Marshall,
No, it's not.
isn't it?
No,
No, Hubbleton.
Hubbleton's between us and you.
Oh,
But yeah, the Crawfish River runs next
oh.
to Hubbleton down there. But what
Let me think
what
a
we've
minute
got
now.
here, I'm
Hello,
not sure which
Scotland.
river it is.
Let me think. I had an. Oh, man. Shit. Now you. My train derailed. Anyway,
I
who
threw too
knows?
many pennies on his track.
Who knows?
But yeah, I mean, it's I'm almost positive that there's something going on here. I mean, the house is that damned old, so and it's just too many weird things.
Well, we got to do something soon because I'm getting bored.
Hey, we could, like I said, we can come up here. We can do an investigation here at the house, and then I mean, it is 122 years old, and we
And
can, you know, and like I said, there's been activity. There's some weird shit that's been going on here.
Mother Nature's got to stop.
Dude, Mother Nature's been screwing with us big time.
That's what I
It's
said.
like
She's got to fucking
friggin'
stop.
raining its ass off on the days that we have off to where we could do anything, then
Right.
we can't do
Exactly.
anything. I mean,
You
geez,
know,
today alone, I left to go to work around 6 o'clock this morning. Halfway to work, I start getting sprinkled on. Once I get to work and get everything situated, it starts raining, and it rained pretty much all damn day.
or let's see, it tells us that it's going to rain, so you don't make plans. Or it tells us that it's going to rain, and then thunderstorms
Yep.
all weekend
And
or
then you don't
something
make
like that,
plans.
and then you don't make plans, and then the whole weekend there's not a fucking cloud in the
Hmm.
sky.
Yep.
And it's like I could have made plans because some of these events that or not events, I shouldn't say events. These places I want to go this year before the end of summer's out, which we're running out of time. Is
Summer's
is
only half over, Joe.
is
We got all the way through September that we can do things, even all the way through October if you bundle up.
out there in uh Lake Pepin, Lake Pepin. You know, got to go out there yet. Got to go back to
Yeah.
the Devil's Punch Bowl. And it'd be kind of better to go back to the Devil's Punch Bowl during dusk. You know, I think
Yeah.
it would be really cool to be there at dusk or really super early in the morning.
Yeah. Kayla wants to do another investigation on Halloween.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do that.
Yeah, because then if we did that, they'd try to put him back in his coffin and put him back in the ground.
No, just a second. October, right?
Yes,
That's a
October
Monday.
31st is a
You know that's a
Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
Some people don't have Halloween off,
No, they don't.
Kayla.
Lily wants to come see her tonight, Papa.
You know, you can't do we can't do an investigation on Halloween if if it's a Monday. That ain't gonna work. And I think that Saturday before Halloween, I'm busy.
Well, you got that Saturday and you got the Sunday, and most people are going to probably be celebrating it on Sunday.
Well, we could probably do the Sunday investigation and film something. I don't know about going live, but the thing is, I think that's the same weekend of the wedding.
Oh yeah, um, Deborah's wedding.
I lost the save the date card, but I'm going to be getting together with her soon. I got to call her sometime this week, and I told her after the 4th of July and stuff settles down, I was going to call her and and go out for breakfast somewhere or something. We can talk. So, yep. And then we got the 15th of October. We're busy. We're going to be in
Yeah.
Milwaukee all 3 days. Oh, I'm going to be there all 3 days at least.
It's the 14th, 15th, and 16th.
Right. I'm going to be there at least the 14th and the 15th.
Well, the 14th, um, I don't know if I'd be able to because that's a Friday and I gotta take care of stuff. I can't get out of work until around 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Well, the Friday night thing last year was like a party before the
I
event.
know what it was. I remember. I remember it. You told
That
me
was
about it.
that was kind of a fun time because they had it set up with a little stage area and they were telling different stories and it was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I tell you, I had no idea how big that dude was until I got there. I mean, seeing him sitting down like this, I mean, you
Yeah,
know,
it's the perspective of the camera whenever it's on him.
right?
You don't get the
You
you
don't
don't
get
get
that
the
perspective,
the
and
actual you don't get the
and it,
actual visual of what how tall he is and everything.
right, not even with those pictures, like that he
Then
posts.
when you meet him in person, you like, hi, how you doing?
No, basically, when I met him in person, I'm going, man, you're one big motherfucker, aren't you? And he laughed.
Yep.
You
And here
know,
you
I couldn't help it.
and here you
I
are.
was,
What? You're 6 foot or 6'1"?
I was 6 foot. I'm 6 foot even. Dwayne's
You
taller
sure?
than me. Dwayne's six
Should
two.
we measure you again? Because once people start getting older, they start losing height. They
No,
shrink.
no, I'm 6 foot.
Okay.
What it said. That's what they said last time I went to the doctor. Last time I was at a doctor's office and they did that and the weight and all that shit. I'm
hmm
6 foot, so nothing's changed.
Yeah, I bet he's 5'11".
My dad was short. My dad was 5'11", 5'10". No, my dad was like 5'9".
Your dad was as tall like my height. I've actually lost an inch over the years. Gravity wants me. Lisa said Twinkies don't shrink.
And it's because it's sponge cake. Keeps bouncing back. Then like Tigger keeps bouncing back. You know. One of these days I am gonna fuck with you though. I am gonna call Pizza Pit and I'm gonna have it delivered to your house.
You gotta
And then
be
I'm
up
gonna show up
for.
at your doorstep.
So what the hell, Kayla? You acting like me now?
Shit.
Getting up and going to work at stupid
Hold on.
o'clock in the
I'll be
morning?
right back. I forgot the puppy's outside and I'm the only one here.
Oh, you better go let her in. I'll sit here and twiddle my thumbs. Yeah, you being like me, getting up at stupid o'clock in the morning and going to work. Well, this is fun. I get to sit here and twiddle my thumbs. I've been having fun. You're working to be a manager, huh? Good. Well, you were a manager at one time, so it should be easy for you.
So, did you know? There's a little trivia for you since I mentioned Pizza Pit. Did you know that there's there was
Pizza pit
a
gives you the
spicier
pizza pit.
sauce
The
back in
spicier
the day
sauce.
when they first started?
I-
It's not the original
Well,
sauce.
okay, you got to remember, Joe. I'm not native to Wisconsin. I
Hold
wasn't
on,
here
just
when
let
they
me finish.
started.
All right. There is one place in Madison, though, however, that still serves their pizza, according to this post I read, that uses the original sauce.
Hmm?
The one in Dream Lane's bowling alley.
Well, maybe.
I never noticed the difference.
Love you too, Kayla.
I don't think I really ever noticed the difference. But I do remember that pizza at that bowling alley tasting a hell of a lot better than it does now.
Yeah,
I
I
tend to
don't
make
mind it. I don't mind the pizza. It
I
was
tend to make
actually pretty good.
comments on some of these posts out there, you know, especially if you grew up in Madison type thing. I mean, I grew up in all parts. We moved around so much that, you know, I went to more schools than I probably should have, just to
Yeah.
graduate from high school, you know. And it was always the same story, got kicked out, had to move, dad didn't want to pay rent or some shit like that. Too many fightings, got evicted.
Oh, I thought you got kicked out.
Mm-mm. Talking about my dad and my mom, when I was a kid, we moved all over the place. I went to um, one, two, three, four elementary schools, two middle schools, and two high schools because we moved around so much.
That's crazy.
Sometimes I was lucky enough sometimes when we moved that we stayed within the same school district that we were already in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Leopold,
See, I
Glendale,
didn't have to worry about that.
Leopold, Glendale. Um, what was the other one? There was another one in there, and then John Muir. And I went to Jefferson Middle School, Oregon Middle School, Oregon Junior High, Oregon High School, and then graduated from La Follette in Madison.
Yeah. No, I went to elementary school, went through kindergarten all the way through fifth grade.
I wish I had that experience because it probably would have been a lot better of a childhood as far as that goes in school.
Maybe.
Because being the new
And
kid
then
really sucked a lot, especially in
got
Madison.
held back. This is what pisses me off. I actually was advanced in my math and science, but because of my English and spelling, I got held back a year.
Yeah, your English and spelling still sucks.
Yes, it does.
Well,
And I will admit it. It does. It sucks.
mine does
I
too.
don't I don't know how
It
to
wasn't,
I don't
it wasn't. I tell you the truth. Even though I was honor roll my senior year, and that's only because my English class was like a do-over.
yeah.
Okay, I had the same English textbook my freshman year. Okay, I had the same English textbook my freshman year that I had my senior year for senior English. You know, then that freshman year was spent in Oregon. So in small town schools, the smaller town schools around the outlying Madison area tend to be more advanced
Well,
as far as their teaching
I was
goes
I was
than
advanced in my math and science. I was literally doing second year trig in geometry and
well,
for college years and when
that's
I was in
fine.
fifth grade. And then my science, I was um,
Well, science was fucking
like a
interesting.
first year. I was like a first year college student when it was science,
Well, that's just it.
and it's
Science was
just.
interesting. I mean,
But in my history, I was right on par with my history, and then what held me back was my English and spelling. I could never get it all fucking straight in my head.
yeah, I would have never won a spelling contest either.
Mm-mm.
I sucked at
So,
spelling.
so whenever when the end of my second year was up, and I was going to be going on to this to sixth grade, that's when my mom and dad got this bright fucking
Well, these
idea.
kids got it easy now. Think about it.
This is
Think
when my
about
mom
this
and dad
though.
got their bright idea to send me to the Christian Academy.
No, no, no. Think about this. These kids got it easy now.
No, I know. I know they do.
They have the computers.
Mm-hmm.
When you and I went to school, we couldn't write our reports or our book reports on the computer. We had to handwrite them motherfuckers. We had to go to the library, use the file, the what do they call that? To look up the books, and then we had to manually go search for the book. After we manually looked it up in these little file card things that were all alphabetical in these little tiny little drawers, you
Dewey
know,
Decimal System.
yeah. You had to know that in order to find what you were looking for,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and these kids got it easy now. Oh, I went to
Dewey Decimal System, where you had to go in and
well,
you tell the librarian what you want. She'd look up the title, and then she'd give you a slip of paper that had row 25, shelf 10. Um,
whatever, right?
the,
But still, now, now I went to this. I went to college once in the '80s at MATC
yeah,
shortly after I graduated, and then I went again
didn't help you
in
much,
the
did it?
new age in Herzing, for the computer stuff.
Yeah.
I had an English comp class. Okay, I aced it. You want to
Good
know
for
why I
you.
aced it?
Why?
Because of the fucking computers. Computers will correct your grammar. Computers will correct your
Yep.
spelling.
They've got the autocorrect.
Yeah, everything you need right there.
Yep.
Oh, your research right there on the computer.
Yep.
Want a book? Oh, you go to the library. You just tell them what you're looking for. 5 minutes later, they come back with the book you need. You don't even have to look for it yourself.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
would.
You
It'd
get it
be just
made.
like if you showed them a fucking rotary phone. What do you think the kids would be like if you showed them a rotary phone and told them that I had to
What the
use
hell is
that?
that? They'd probably wonder what the hell it was that what it was because phones don't even have cords on them anymore.
No, I don't. I know they don't.
You can't even buy a cord phone, I don't think.
Actually, I the office phone I have has a cord
Well,
on it.
yeah, okay, so office phones you can't, but I mean a standard everyday use phone at your house, you can't find them anymore like that.
Nope. I've got two wireless receivers. I've got what 3, 4 fucking cell phones laying around this house.
I mean, show them a payphone, they probably wouldn't know how to use it either.
Nope.
I mean, this turned from a
Actually,
paranormal
Joe,
podcast
I got
now
a
to a pop culture podcast.
I got a challenge for you. Find me a fucking payphone.
I saw one. Now that you mention that, I saw one, and I'm trying to think where the hell I was. I don't know if there was the phone was actually still in it though, but the phone booth part was still there.
Uh,
You
no,
know,
that doesn't count. You got to find me an actual pay cell phone or
a
pay
cell
phone.
phone.
Yeah, well, I can find a pay cell phone, but no, you gotta
Yeah.
find me
Do you remember the first cell phones? Cost about
the
almost
fucking
1,000 plus
bricks,
bucks,
the bricks.
and yeah, big ass bricks, or how about the car phones that came along, where most of it took up a good chunk of your trunk.
Yeah, did you see what Lisa put?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
everything we had as
You know,
kids
including
will
the
or
toys,
is in the history.
including the
Yeah.
toys. And I'll tell you, some of the simplest fucking toys are in museums, like the Slinky
Yeah, and some of the simplest fucking
or
toys
the hula hoop
are still out there too, to be able to be purchased and played with.
or the Rubik's cube,
It's not a Rubik's, it's Rubik's.
whatever. I mean, how many hours did you spend playing with that thing before you finally took it
Do you
apart? Or
call it a do
people
you
say,
call it
"Oh, I took all the stickers off." Fuck, I
do you
took it
call it
apart,
a
put it back
Roomba?
together, whatever. And then how many versions? How many
Oh,
different versions of
I never
that?
took the stickers. I never took the stickers off
No,
the Rubik's cube.
I
I
took it
always
apart.
popped it loose.
Yeah, I popped it apart and put it back together. Um, but there was so many tricks you could do after you had it correctly put back. Correctly.
Hmm.
Get all the center squares a different color. But how many, you know, spin-offs of that were there? I mean, you saw the
There were
ball. It was
quite a
like a
few.
ball,
There was the ball.
and then there
There was
was
a hexagon type one, like
yeah,
six
and then
sided
there
or
was like a
whatever.
snake type thing.
Yep.
I mean, they came out with all kind that one toy spun off a whole bunch of toys.
Yep.
You know, I mean, then there was the one that here's one that set off an expression: sit and spin.
Yep. You got the sit and spin. You got the big wheel. You got the green machine.
Those were fun.
Did you have a sit and spin?
Yeah, we
So
also
did
had
I,
we also had a green machine till we broke it.
and I did as well. And I also had a big wheel.
Dwayne and I broke it. We ran it down a hill. We were reckless. I mean, you know,
My
back
brothers,
then
my brothers were crazy, and mom always used to yell at them because she was always afraid they were gonna kill me.
we well, you grew up with brothers. I grew up with a brother, only one. So it was just him and me. But
Yeah, but he was a
man,
younger brother. You're the one that got to pick on him.
but I didn't pick on him as much as we got into trouble together a lot, and we did some crazy shit, man. Thank God there was nothing to record what we did or no video records of some of the stupid stunts we pulled. I mean, we used to build ramps, and we had those um Well, Dwayne actually got one of those, what you would call a dirt bike. Okay,
BMX bike.
right. Me, I had the one that had, the chopper kind of front end, the banana seat to it, the really long sissy bar in the back, and, you know, you could take it and, ride a pretty good wheelie on it. Um, but we take those bikes, you know, run down this really long hill behind us that was right behind us in Wexford Ridge. Ramp would be almost at the bottom of the hill, and we'd have it built pretty big. And yeah, we'd fly our bikes off there all the time, and we did a lot of shit. I mean, kids don't have no imagination. That's why Hollywood sucks. That's why they're remaking and rehashing everything.
Hmm.
Because the newer generation that's in Hollywood, these people that are in their 20s and 30s, they have no imagination because they weren't forced to go outside until dinner time and play.
So,
They got to sit in and watch cable TV, play with
hell, dude,
video game systems of their computers.
I lived 6 miles from the nearest town and out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, California. I had a computer. It was a VIC 20. I had a video game system. It was an Atari 2600.
Right, but the thing is, those didn't come out until you were practically in your teens anyways.
Yeah, it was like 12 or 13.
Right. So I
So,
mean, that whole time before
and
that, you had to
the
use
whole
your
time before that,
imagination.
I had a BB gun. I got a BB gun when I was like 6 years old.
I put together models.
I played with Hot Wheels. I played with.
Yeah,
Uh,
I wish
I
I could
had
go
I
back
had
and tell
crayons.
myself never to open them fuckers.
I used to take the magnifying glasses, magnifying glass like this, and
Yep.
I used to melt use the sun to melt my crayons, or I'd use the sun to burn ants.
So you held bug court, huh?
Yep,
Like Beavis and Butthead.
yep.
Yeah, we did that too. We tried to stick a firecracker up a frog. No, we lived near a frog pond. You know, part of where Wexford Ridge over there by Memorial and Jefferson was still like when Dwayne and I grew up. A lot of that was still like farmers' fields and stuff like that,
Yeah.
all the way out Mineral Point Road in that area, and we'd be able to walk. Oh, it was probably about maybe a half a mile away. There was a big, huge, like crater type in the ground in the middle of this field area, surrounded by trees, but it was all filled with water. Tons of frogs down there. We went down there, we catch the frogs, you know, and have like a frog jumping contest and shit like that. Found some pretty big jumpers down there too. I mean,
Bullfrog.
I mean, it was loaded. You'd have to be careful because it was funny to go down there to get the frogs because to get close enough to the pond, you'd have to go down into that like crater to get in there to catch these frogs sometimes. You wouldn't always find them up and around the top of the crater in the ground. And if you went down into that area and disturbed the water too much, they'd start jumping around a lot and you could get hit in the back of the head or, whatever down there. And, you'd get the younger ones with you, because where I grew up, it was full of kids, single moms with kids, in a low income apartment
Hmm.
complex, brand new. And it was fully rented out. So there'd be a whole group of us up there. So it'd be funny watching some of these kids run out of there crying or screaming because a frog jumped on their head or jumped on their back and fell down in between their t-shirt and their back. And oh, it was just hilarious. I mean, not to mention the time that, Dwayne and I would grab them and put them down, people's britches. But we held bug court too, quite often. Dwayne was the pyro though. Dwayne was a pyro. He started things on fire with a magnifying glass.
I did too. I
You could
melted
light
crayons.
firecrackers that way too.
You go what?
Light firecrackers that way. The
Yeah, I know.
fuses
I
on
know.
fireworks.
I did. I used to. Yes.
It's a little dangerous though because if you don't move quick enough, those things go off. That hurts. They
Well,
sting.
it depends on where on how far up you got the focus point on the
Well,
on the wick.
we were so we were
On the
so
fuse.
that remember that place that farm out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere kind of, and I said,
Hmm.
all right, that I kind of freaked out at. Anyway, that farm one year, I'm gonna tell you a story about that farm one year. My brother and I were both there. My dad and Joyce, Alan's mom, just got back from Tennessee, I think it was. Anyway, they were someplace where fireworks were legal, like, and they were able to get some shit you couldn't get here in Wisconsin at the time. And they brought back bricks and bricks and bricks of black cat firecrackers.
Yeah.
Back then, you couldn't get them here in Wisconsin. Okay, and they were the best things back then. They were one of the best things to get. And Dwayne, myself, and Virgil, and I can't remember who the other one was. Anyway, we decided to have a firecracker war. You know, light the firecracker and throw it at each other. Throw them at each other. You know, Dwayne ended up on the losing end of that all. He had one explode right on his nose. Couldn't hear or see for like 3 days.
You guys tried to kill him.
That's what he actually started crying and freaking out and was saying that we tried to kill him. You know,
Tried to kill him. Tried to kill your brother.
I mean, one, he was kind of stupid in the fact that, you know, I didn't do like Virgil did or somebody else did. You know, they put a football helmet on when we were doing this. But I sure did make sure that I had a jacket on so that I had, my arms covered too,
Hmm.
you know. But yeah, Dwayne got the worst end of that year. But we went through all of those firecrackers. And I'm talking there was like many bricks of these things. And I think there's like something like 1,000 firecrackers to a brick
Yeah, I think that's what it normally is.
or what it was back then. I don't know. I mean, but it was like, man, we were out there for hours doing this. It went from, daylight to dark at some point. Then we ended up starting the cornfield on fire after it got dark. That was a fucking blast. That wasn't intentional either. That was an accident. I mean, the bottle got kind of knocked over. Knocked over. We were shooting off bottle rockets and uh, um, all the sky stuff that would,
Hmm.
really light up the sky and shit. And one ended up landing still hot and on fire into the cornfield, and it was kind of dry and yellow, you know. So it caught quick, real quick.
Hmm.
So yeah, that kind of ended our fun that night.
Well, I shot a bottle rocket. I was horsing around, laid it in the driveway. My brother and his family were leaving that day. They were backing out of the driveway. I lit the fuse just to try and mess with them. I didn't expect it to go all the way across the street before it popped,
Ooh,
but it went all the way across the street and it caught the grass on fire right next to the tower pole. wood power pole.
Yeah, we've had some fun. I've
Yeah.
had some moments with fireworks. Me and fireworks don't mix too often sometimes.
Well, Dad's had his. Dad used to have his bouts with them, and he kind of knew that he needed to have a long hose just in case.
Yeah. Well,
But
there are those moments though where, you have such a good day, you go out of state, you pick up a bunch of fireworks, fill the trunk, go up the
oh,
radar hill.
every summer we go visit family in Oklahoma, and we'd hit the fireworks places like in Arizona and New
Oh yeah,
Mexico.
that's, those are always the good places to go.
Fucking
We'd come back
bulk
here.
up on those. We'd come back with M80s and firecrackers and bottle rockets and Roman candles and
You,
skyrockets and everything.
you remember that trailer court up there on top of Packers that somebody that started with the letter C lived at?
The one up by the farm.
Yeah, yeah, up
Oh
on
no,
Packers.
not there.
The trailer court up on Packers
No, the
Avenue.
other one. The over by the airport
Yeah, over by the airport and the mink
in
farm
the
was
north
right
end.
across the street on
Yeah.
Tennyson.
No, I was thinking the farm. I was thinking South End.
No, that
Farm
four-letter
Tavern.
word that starts with a C
Oh, cunt.
that we don't talk about. Anyway,
You
we
mean that there was a
that
cunt
first
that lived
year,
there?
that first year that so
Okay.
that first year that he met her, that first year he met her, we were up there. We got a bunch of fireworks, and we decided to light them off. Somebody was panicky, and then oh no, we were down in the park end of it, which was close to the airport because the
Mm-hmm.
back side of that park basically is close to the airport.
Okay.
And the railroad tracks in between there, basically in a fence. And we were at the park, for the kids, kind of like the park that's out here, right? But that
Yeah.
park was mostly gravel area, and that whole area down there was a big kind of. Anyway, we did it right. We started to light them off right after we got back from Rhythm and Booms because Madison was saying, "Oh, you can't do this no more." Well, with all the traffic from Rhythm and Booms, there was no way the cops were going to get to us, but somebody kept freaking out anyways. But we had a blast back there. No incidents. Nope, can't do it there no more. So we did it down by Troy Drive the following year. That's when incidents happened. Somebody ended up with teeth marks on their leg, the inside of their leg, because a little 2-3-year-old drew blood because he insisted on her biting him. And my buddy Pokey brought mortars, the actual things that they were shooting off at
Yep.
Rhythm and
I
Booms
know.
too. And people were walking by as those were going off in the middle of the street. But still, nobody could get to them. That was also the day we also learned not to sit too close to the Rhythm and Booms fireworks. Deb got burned a little bit from the ashes that year,
Mm.
if I remember right. And then one year I ended up running from the cops with Woody because of fireworks.
Hey, I remember that one. Tell me about that.
That was also the same
Anyway.
day I got him back at his own joke.
Haha. Anyway,
Just attacked by, but what are you doing outside then?
smoking.
With all the rain we've got,
She was out having a cigarette. I don't want people smoking in my
hey,
house.
let's go out to that road again. This would be the perfect time too.
Yeah, I'll take you out there and you can get out of the car.
All the skeeters.
They'll carry your fucking ass away.
That was bad, but we still got to get out there too.
I know. You need to
The other
spray.
place, the other place is that Motel Hell would be kind of cool to take a trip out there.
Yeah.
Tomorrow looks like it's going to be a nice day.
Yeah, you guys come over.
Yeah, probably bringing puppy too because it'll be a nice
Just
day.
come over and also bring your. I want to do an experiment. So bring your laser engraver because I
I don't
want to
know.
do an. I want to do an experiment with it so I can because I want to test it out, see if it can do certain things. So
I don't know if we can do that.
why you don't have it? You haven't been using it.
I don't know where the software is.
Just talk to your woman. She probably knows,
Who knows?
and I could probably download it if I have
Well,
to off the internet.
I'm going to bring this jump drive
Okay.
because we got
I
to go
have two
through.
jump drives and I have no clue what the fuck I did with them.
Well, this jump drive is everything I have on Bray Road
Okay. We can play up here.
on my computer.
I can set you. I can clear off that desk over there and set you up over there with a laptop.
So
So
I'm just saying so we can go through it. But we also should write the script. Sit down and write a script.
well, we could do that too. Anyway,
Then I'd have to bring the mixer board or something. Oh man, I don't have the program. Oh, we don't. You don't have all the programs either that we need.
well, I could figure it out.
All right. All right. We'll see you next Friday. Hopefully, we'll have a guest.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Stay safe and remember anything's possible.